Hi guys, Cameron here, and we are back with another hobby vlog for the last kind of week of December and the month of January. So this is the first hobby vlog of 2022, which is strange to say considering I only started these last year in 2021. I'm recording this on the 28th of December 2021, so I don't even know what I've managed to paint exactly. I know for a fact that I've finished the Marvel stuff. You will literally see this guy in just a second, so I know I've finished that, but other than that, God knows what I've done. Let's make some predictions, shall we? King of the Dead, as well as his two heralds. I'll say that, and then I'm going to go with 12 Rohan warriors. That'll be... Oh, and 2 Mordor captains with their generation shift bases, and these are from the Made to Order. That was a good while ago, whenever that was. That's going to be my prediction. King of the Dead and his 2 heralds. The Warriors of the Dead and the... not Warriors of the Dead, Warriors of Rohan, and then the 2 Mordor orcs. I know I've done all the Marvel stuff already, so that is a tick, and that is going to be sent out to the customer today, and you're just about to see all of that. So yeah, sit back, relax, and you can see me reducing my pile of shame, or pile of potential, depending on how you want to look at it. Go check out that video. It'll be someplace under the Real Talk, I think it is, subheading. So yeah, sit back, relax, and I will see you later. So to start off with, we have one of probably my favourite Marvel Crisis Protocol models that I've painted, and that is Doc Ock. I didn't have any problem with painting this yellow, which was a bit of a surprise, but it was the painting the green and getting that, the correct kind of tones and whatnot for Doc Ock. I was a little kind of hard strung to do. I love painting greens, but it was just trying to get to that. So yeah, this model's absolutely fantastic. I think he looks amazing. I love it, and I'm real tempted to get myself one. All these Marvel stuff, sorry, I should say, are commissions for someone, so none of them are going to stay with me, but they are wonderful models. They look fantastic, and I'm real tempted to get some of them. So yeah, you might see another one of these guys cropping up in the near future. And then going on from my favourite, we kind of go on to one of the hardest ones to paint, and this is Ultron. Now, Ultron is one of the hardest ones purely because he's silver and he doesn't really have that much kind of differentiating him, so it's silver and red. Absolute wonderful model, but a little strange to do. And yeah, I managed it, I think, quite well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It was awfully nice to do, and kind of differentiating his silver from the grey of the rock was a little hard to do actually at points, so I'm quite happy with the way that I've managed to do it. But yeah, we'll move on to the next one. And then we've got everyone's favourite character, obviously. This is Captain Marvel, and to be fair, I'm quite happy with the way that she came out. I really like her reds and the blues, and kind of they complement each other quite well. Then with the gold stripe kind of down her centre, across her chest, it just works really well. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way that this model turned out, so hopefully you guys appreciate that and think that she looks good. And then we come on to my favourite Marvel character ever, and that is Captain America, obviously. You'll have seen me wearing his t-shirts and jumpers in various videos, no doubt. But yeah, this guy, absolutely amazing to paint, loved it completely. I painted the shield separately, just to try and allow me to paint underneath his arm and the back of the shield and everything, which unfortunately I don't really think you see here. You can see kind of a little bit just there, but yeah, wonderful model. Real happy with the way that this guy came out, and I'm hoping that I can get a couple of different 3D prints of him so I can do a couple different more of his poses and kind of suits. But yeah, really like this guy, and I'm super happy with the way that he came out, and super jealous I don't get to keep him. And then, of course, we go on to Red Skull, Captain America's mightiest enemy, obviously. This guy was actually a little harder because it's just
black, and then you've got kind of the red obviously, but trying to get black to look good is real hard. So this is a lot of greys and lighter greys, and then black obviously in the deeper recesses. But I'm quite happy with the way that he came out. I think maybe the insignias on his arms could do with a little bit more highlighting, but then I don't know if that would clash too much with his face and his head and whatnot. Overall, real nice mini though, real happy with the way that he came out. And then we get to one of the characters that I'm not actually too familiar with other than Zemo from kind of the films, but this is not what he looks like at all. I just painted this guy kind of box art-esque type deal. I think he came out very well. I kind of like it. I would have potentially liked to push that red a little bit further, but then I'm afraid that he would turn out looking too much like Red Skull did. And obviously Red Skull I think is a lot brighter of a red. But yeah, real happy with him. The trousers, the jacket, I kind of like the way that it's turned out. So yeah, it's real nice mini. And then we get on to everyone's favourite, although I think this is probably the worst mini I painted out of them all. It didn't really show up the metallics like I wanted it to. So Iron Man obviously, and what I did here was I spray painted him silver. So I put lead belcher underneath and then I put contrast over the top, but normally that does create a metallic. I think I should have gone with a gold underneath, a nice bright gold retributor armor or something like that, just to try and get that a little bit better. Not upset with the way that he turned out, and neither is the client, luckily enough, but I do think it should have been pushed a little bit further and possibly a little bit of OSL happening on him as well. But overall, very happy with how this commission came out. And then on to a very strange one. This is the Sith drones from the Star Wars Legion expansion for Darth Maul. I painted up Darth Maul ages ago, and I just never finished these guys. They were super simple, super quick. They took me probably about 10 minutes, and that's not even each, that's probably together. So yeah, I don't know why I put them off, but super simple, kind of dry brushing blacks, greys, and then a little bit of detail on the kind of lens, and then just base them. Really nice, really quick, and they can now sit next to my Darth Maul happily. And now we head into the first ever minis of 2022. So this is now January's hobby vlog, going on not just now December's. And these were the first minis that I ever painted. I got these in my GBHL Secret Santa, which there was a complete whole different video for. If you would like to go check that out, you certainly can. But yeah, these worked really well. They're in the same colour scheme as my actual Army of the Dead army. I didn't own these guys, so these guys completely finished that army. I may still add some more in, but realistically I've got like that full 800 points now. Loved painting them. Put a little bit more effort into the king purely because I want him to stand out, whereas the rest of the army I just want to be ghosts, and that's all I want them to be. Overall, real happy with how these came out, even though it's a real basic scheme. Love them, super glad that I've done them, and thank you very much to my GBHL Secret Santa for getting me them. I really do appreciate that. And then later on what we got is we got the new Forge World releases. Now these are for Mordor Army, which is something I don't actually own and don't actually plan on ever having. But I said in my New Year's resolution video, which you can find on my channel, was that any new releases I'm gonna probably pick up purely because it is still supporting the Hobbit hobby. Now these two guys ticked off 2 boxes on my hobby bingo actually, which hopefully you're following along with me on my Instagram. And those 2 boxes were paint up a model in 48 hours of receiving it, and paint a model in a new technique that you have not done before or mastered. Now both of these were both of those squares. So both of them were painted up within 48 hours of receiving them. One was painted up in 24 and the next within the 48th. And both of these models were painted without shades. So none of this is shaded. It is all manually highlighted, all with just another layer on top. Sometimes there's been mixing, I've tried a little bit of blending, but none of this is layered up. None of this is shaded, so it's all layered up. And I just thought that was kind of something cool that I wanted to almost draw your attention to. It's a technique that I don't do often enough, nor do I particularly enjoy it. I like shades. Shades are very useful. And I just think that it helps me with my painting and my painting style. But I thought I'd try that because it's a technique that I hadn't mastered before. And hopefully you like these and kind of the way that they've come out. And then after saying I don't have a Mordor army, I thought I would go on and paint some Mordor orcs, or some Mordor orc captains to be fair. Now these two are going to be part of my Follow the Necromancer campaign that I am taking part in. So myself and a friend of mine, Matthew, are going to be running through the full campaign, and it requires 2 Mordor orc captains with shields, and I thought, hey, I have them in my drawer someplace, so let's go paint them up. And that also goes on with these 4 Mordor orcs that you can see just now. And they are all built up and painted on the Generation Shift bases. Thank you to Matt Davies for them, they are absolutely fantastic. There will be more Mordor orcs coming, I just don't have a second set of Generation Shift bases to put them on, so that is why you're only seeing 4. The rest of them are painted, they're just not completed, so they might show up in this hobby vlog later on, or they might show up later. But yeah, all these were shaded. I'm pretty sure I put down all the base coats, and then threw Agraxar shade over the whole top of them, and then layered them back up. So yeah, these aren't done in the exact same technique as the 2 Forge World characters, but they do match in perfectly well, no problems at all. And then we have 3 out of what will be 6 fell wargs that you see. So these were painted with contrast to start off with, and then it is dry brushed over the top, because I'm not a fan of just leaving them with contrast. There's still that little bit extra that needed. But yeah, so these are 3 of the 6 needed for the Fall of the Necromancer campaign, like I said, that we were going to be running. And here are the other 3, slightly better lighting than the previous 3, but done in exactly the same way. So contrast paints, dry brushed over the top of them, and then the features picked out, such as their eyes, teeth, and tongue, and then the bases were done. Now, these bases aren't completely finished because I don't have any grass tufts that I'm happy with. I am currently on the hunt for some grass tufts to match the old Games Workshop ones, which they no longer produce, unfortunately. So yeah, these ones aren't completely done, but they are done to an extent that I'm happy to have put them in here. They probably won't show up again due to grass tufts. That's a bit of a cheeky thing to claim that I've completed more models again, even though they haven't had any more paint on. But yeah, so nice, quick, simple paint jobs for these guys. For 6 models that I'm going to use in a campaign, probably only for 1 scenario. More than happy with how they look, and who knows, maybe they are the start of an Azog's Hunter army. I do have a couple of stuff for them already, which you will be seeing in future hobby vlogs because they are needed for the campaign as well. Who knows, we will certainly find out. And then we come into this Dunlending Oathmaker. So this is going to be part of my Armies and Parade New Year, New Army. You'll have seen him kicking around in that series. And he's very quickly able to be painted up, and the good thing about him is actually I gave him a Zenithal highlight. I did this with all my wild men actually, so I gave him a Zenithal highlight and then just contrast them and then layered up over that. It was really, really simple, and you'll be able to see that with the rest of them. And here is the first 4 of 12 wild men. They are all going to be painted exactly the same, so they'll be very quick and kind of cheerful, done, and kind of for you to see. But you can see here that they are all painted kind of exactly the same, all based up to look like they're part of my Rohan houses. It's very simple, very easy to kind of do. I was considering putting tattoos on some of them, but I wasn't too sure about it. And kind of my main hope was that they would all come out looking very similar. The browns are in different places, sure, but they all kind of combine and do look like a force, and that's exactly what I was going for. So I'm more than happy with the way that these have come out, and next we're going to kind of look at more Dunlending horses is going to be what I'm hoping for this project to be next. However, I have not painted them up in this hobby vlog, so moving on to these Dunland objective markers. You can see that there's 6 different kinds, 2 with barrels, kind of 2 with shields, We also have that dead, I think he's meant to be a Ranger of Gondor actually in the back, but I've painted him up as a Rohan. I can't remember exactly. He's the one that comes with the Wild Ward Chieftain, at least that's what I can remember. But yeah, these are just various bits and bobs. I've talked about these plentiful in my New Year, New Army series, so if you'd like to kind of see a little bit more about them, go check that out and you'll be able to see. But yeah, this is great objective markers, and that's a bingo square ticked off. And then we move on to the next kind of increment of the Fall of the Necromancer campaign models. This is a wild a woodsman captain that I've painted up. Goes by the Rohan captain stats obviously, but it is a woodsman captain and he fared pretty well actually. Hopefully I can manage to make a wee little short video about those scenarios. But yeah, so this guy painted up very quickly, very simply, nothing too fancy, and it was just to get him on the table for that campaign. And then we have the Rohan warriors with sword and an axe, shields essentially. These guys again painted up very similarly. What I tried to do is I tried to do two different colours of greens on the cloaks, and you'll see that with the rest of the Rohan warriors. They're painted awfully similarly, but it does give it the kind of illusion that there is different colours of cloaks and kind of leathers and the various things that they have on them, and that was kind of what I was going for. I wanted to allow it to look like an army and look like they were together, but have that difference in them. It just worked, and the captain had it as well. He matches some of them, so I did 6 and 6 because obviously this is now the 8th that we're seeing. And then we have got the 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th Rohan warrior here with the spears. And again, they all follow the same thing, the browns, the greens, and they are also on the same basis as my Dunland, which is exactly what I wanted. It does mean that everything matches, and this army on parade board and New Year, New Army sort of stuff is going really well. But yeah, that's kind of all the models I have got done, luckily, for this month. So that is it. That is my hobby vlog for January of 2022, and this is now February the 1st, or it is going to be in exactly like a minute, and that is everything that I've done. So a lot of Rohan and Dunlendings for the armies on parade stuff. Some more stuff for the campaign of the Fall of the Necromancer, which is exactly what these models are going to be for. So that is going to be part of next month's hobby vlog, February, and then various Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing exactly what I have done. I enjoy making these, so who knows, it gives me something to do and I really enjoy it. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care, and bye-bye.
Thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and use my affiliate links in the description below. Take care, and bye-bye.